Hi everyone, it's Utilisées here, back for a TV series playlist. And today, like the title's entitled a little bit, in this today's video, I'm just gonna give you TV shows to watch, TV show I really recommend you to watch. And by TV, I mean streaming, such as Netflix, Amazon, and Shudder. There's one TV show that's gonna be on Shudder. If you have Shudder, I really recommend you to watch that movie, that TV series. But before we go on to the Shudder one, we're going to go on Amazon. And with Amazon, we're going to start with Law. Law is actually started as a podcast on any podcast platform. And it's a podcast of real life event stories, such as, and it's one of the episodes on the Amazon. Is so the story of Robert the doll, if you know it, and if you don't, it's Robert the doll is a doll that was given to a child. If I recall properly, the child was a bit shy, didn't have many friends, and so the parents gave Robert the doll to the child, except that the doll was haunted, and that's weird stuff started to happen around the house and to the family, and driving family crazy and him crazy. And Robert the doll now is in a museum, locked in a glass cage of sorts. And there's apparently a little sign that says you should ask Robert the doll for his permission before taking any pictures. If you don't, you'll have to come back to ask for to present your apologies. And if you don't ask his permission to take a photo, bad stuff are gonna happen to you. And it's the way it's done. And what I like about Law is that the way it's done, they use actual actors who have real life scenes with actors. They use animation. They use cartoon-like stuff, and they also use like pieces of archive to bring the thing to life, and it's done very, very properly. And the narration done by Aaron Loki, I want to say that's his name. I'm sure it's Aaron is the first name, I'm not sure about the surname. I'll put it somewhere here. The way he narrates and the way he tells the stories is very, very well done, and I really like it for that. And there's other stories about Robert the doll on like just basic stories of a house is haunted by a spirit, or like vampires and legends of vampires who go through like legends such as vampires, werewolf, Robert the dolls, and how other real life stories are made legend basically. And so the second one is a Netflix one, actually. It's Santa Clarita Diet. Santa Clarita Diet available on Netflix, which the lead as Drew Barrymore is a TV series with zombies. And except that in this TV series, the zombies are not like slow walking or fast walking in such there will be in The Walking Dead or iZombie. They are actually, it's like a virus to, well, we know zombies is a virus, but it's like you stay human, you don't, well, kinda. You don't have like the white hair in iZombies, your skin doesn't start to fall off, it's just like in a Walking Dead or stuff like that. But you're normal looking, you're normal human looking, except that you crave for meat and human meat, and you basically living dead. And that's one of the reasons actually why I like that TV series, and I would recommend you to watch, because it's got like a real life stance to it, and it's very funny. And Drew Barrymore so is hilarious in it, and it's just like going to carry on with her life, and it's just very fun to see her go through all that and trying to keep a life as a woman, as a mom, and as a wife. And there's a little, obviously because she's got to keep that a secret because she don't want to be killed, I guess. She's the one's gonna want to keep that secret, but there's like, they live next door to a police officer, and she's gonna, because at first she doesn't control in zombie energy, she's gonna have to feed on actual living people and then kill them, and there's gonna be suspicions on not her being a zombie, but who's a killer. And yeah, it's hilarious. You should watch that one. It's very funny. With the two next one, we are going to go back on Amazon, and the first of the two is Preacher. Preacher, I'm not sure, at first I wanted to qualify as a horror, but there is some horror notions to it, and the way it's filmed and the way it's directed and the imagery used, I found it to be very horror. And so Preacher, then I had forgotten for a second. Preacher is the story of Jesse Custer, who's a preacher then in a very small town in the US. And one day something from some celestial part of the world comes to him. It's like the, if I recall properly, it's like the child of a demon and an angel, but it's like not incorporated in a body. So it's like a very powerful ball of light that just come rushing into him, and he doesn't realize at first, but then he starts to have this very powerful conviction. He's very dissuasive. You can persuade people to do stuff and tell them and force them to do stuff with just by telling them. And if think that it's the will of God for him to have this kind of power, and except that there's some secret organization that's gonna come after him. They don't realize that at first because they want to keep that thing because it's such a powerful thing. They don't want it to be with just a mortal, and they're gonna try to get it back. I think there's 2 series or 3. I think at first it's just him dealing with like the small town, and then because his girlfriend, his long-term girlfriend, is they're both criminals. They started off as criminals, and then for some reason Jesse Custer became a preacher. And so his girlfriend's gonna come back in his life, and lots of little stories are gonna happen because she's a criminal and she's supposed to be cursed. And then a vampire is going to come into the mix, and I can't remember the actor's name, but if you used to watch Misfits, is one of the new people that the cast are called the new generation of Misfits. Misfits, which was a E4 TV series, I think, and it's the one that is like very. I'll put a picture somewhere. You'll recognize him if you watch Misfits. Oh, damn it! And so yeah, there's like vampires. There's this. Godlike power and celestial being kind of side to it. There's also I was about to say witchcraft, but it's a sort of witchcraft, but it's voodoo. And they're gonna go to New Orleans as well at some point. I think it's season 2 or 3 if there's a season 3. And there's in talking about voodoo, there's Jesse Custer mother, who is a voodoo priestess kind of. And she's a total bitch. There's no other word, and she's quite powerful. And I found it quite interesting to learn about just a little bit about how religion is in this area of the US and the world, even if you don't believe in it. It's just find it interesting as a cultural point of view. And the stories, they're all just very good. And the second one that was actually available on Amazon, but it's now available on Netflix, is Lucifer. Lucifer, of course, it's an horror because Lucifer is the devil, aka Satan. And so Lucifer has just decided to just run away from hell. Instead, she just gave up on hell and come on Earth. And on Earth, it chose Los Angeles, and it chose to be the owner of the Lux, which is a nightclub back in LA. And he doesn't want to be the devil anymore, but in the first season, he's just still operates kind of as the devil, making deals with people on the side as well as just being the owner of the Lux. And he really doesn't want to be the devil again, but then his brother Amanadil is gonna come on Earth to try and convince him to go back where he belongs, except that Lucifer being Lucifer, he doesn't want to listen to his brother because his brother has been sent by his dad and God, and obviously we all know that God and Lucifer don't get on very well. So that's one side of the story, but I think it's like nowadays, yeah, like 2015, 2016, kind of very recent kind of era. And Lucifer then is going to be, I think, like a witness of something, and then he's gonna the police is gonna talk to him, and then it's gonna, because he's very convincing, he's got this ability to for people to tell him their deepest desire, and basically to reveal stuff to him that are going to be, after a while, very useful to the police. And then he's going to start working with this police detective, Chloe, and basically Lucifer's going to be like not a police officer, but he's going to be like a partner, like a consultant to Chloe, and then he's going to try and resolve crimes with Chloe whilst trying to just defy God once again. And yeah, it's very fun. There's a little bit of horror and drama, and there's a bit of love action, because God's got a little tricks as well, just a bit like Lucifer's got little tricks to just try and force Lucifer back to hell. And there's this character, a demon called Maze, who's such a badass in it. She's excellent. I love Maze. She's very funny. And talking about funny, there's Chloe's little daughter, who's like 6 or 7 or something like that. She's also a very badass, and she's a very like a mini adult that is just hilarious. And yeah, watch Lucifer. Even though it's going to move on Netflix, the first few seasons are still available on Amazon. So if you have Amazon Prime, go watch that. And I think the new season on Netflix is going to be coming back in 2019. Actually, I'd forgotten, but we've got one more on Amazon, and that one more is The Exorcist. The Exorcist, I'm sure you know. If you don't, go watch the movie after watching this video. So The Exorcist is the story of an exorcist exorcising demons out of human mortals beings. And I got, it's one of my friend Chris who got me interested in it, because the lead exorcist, one of the lead exorcists is, God, what's his name? He plays Hernando in Sensei, and I put the actual actor's picture somewhere here. And in the first, there are 2 seasons there's 2 seasons currently of The Exorcist. And in the first series, there's the exorcist goes to a house with, I think that's like, maybe not the same house, but the mom, who's got a daughter who she thinks is being possessed by one of the demons. The mom is actually not the actress, but the character is the little girl who was possessed in the first movie. And so now it's like a story trail of her. She's been possessed, and then she's got exorcised, but now the demons are kind of seeking vengeance on her, and then they're gonna not go and possess her, but they're gonna possess one of her daughters, because she's got 2 daughters. And then she goes to seek help with this priest, and then the priest is gonna try to exorcise her. And then there's the mom who's gonna come back and try and help. And actually, I've got to say, I prefer the first season. The second one was not too bad. They go with Orlando, we're gonna call him, and the other exorcist who's got a kind of excommunicated, I think he was, by the church, who's helping him in that. They're gonna go in the second series in the like help a family. Well, it's like a foster family who's being haunted, and then what was that? Something just fell. And then they're gonna have the whole foster family, and it was good, but I really preferred the first series, because I think it looked like it was focusing more on just that, like a few stories and not too many, and it felt a bit like that in season 2. The season 2 was still great, I just preferred the first one. And the last of today's TV series on the playlist is actually something that's on Shudder, and that's not like a TV series, it's a bit more like, it's in between lore and the rest of the series. So it's a how to making of horror movies on Shudder, and it's so they're taking you through how directors made movies, or like producers and actors. Most of the time it's directors. And we had on that TV series, the director actually of American Psycho, she came on the show and explained how she made American Psycho and what sort of decisions she make and what she make those decisions and what sort of angles work better with the series. She just try and explain the intensity of the series and try to explain like this character has got control right now, kind of stuff like that. And there's also a prop kind of moment in the series to tell you, to explain how to make vomit, or how to make like very gory blood just bursting out of things. And they start off with like a parody of an horror, and they end up with a parody of an horror. So the presenter just acts like he's part of a scene, like filming something, and then they goes on like the normal TV show. It's like a talk show basically, but for horror. And then they end up like making a scene with like the TV show people, and then they've got like the directors, producer, whoever's been invited on the show participating in it. Yeah, it's very good. So if you've got Shudder, if you're living in the Shudder, is available currently in the UK and the US, and I think a few more English-speaking countries. But if you do have Shudder, if you have got subscription, do watch The Core, because it's very informative, very funny, and very horror-y. And that's it for today's video. I hope you liked it. If you watched those TV shows and TV series already, do tell me in the comment which one you prefer, or if you don't like any of them, if you're like, nah, do tell me in the comments. Do tell me in the comments what you think of the video. If you're new here, thank you for being on the Suggested channel and for watching me. If you'd like to come back, subscribe. Don't forget to, once you subscribe, click on the little bell to receive notifications of when I post new videos. Like the video, share it, and I will see you soon for another video. Bye.